Hey, Trip Kramer from tripadvice.com. Now let's talk about if you're dating a girl and you have a situation where she just maybe recently broke up with someone, or maybe her ex is somehow still in her life, but you have this like ex situation. What do? How do you get it so she can forget about him, focus on you, and this ex doesn't become an issue? Here's the number one. The number one is if you are building attraction and you're doing a good job at it, and you're not being needy, and you're not being predictable, which are the two most unattractive traits that a guy can have when they're trying to get a girl attracted. So if you're doing all this and it's working out, then naturally she should not be thinking about her ex, or really any other guy for that matter. A lot of guys don't really understand that women are loyal when they are attracted to a guy. Now, I'm not saying they're not loyal if they're not. I'm not saying that girls will just cheat on you at any second, although I know a lot of you guys think that. But I'm just saying is that when a girl is interested in a guy and attracted, she is really focused on him. And there's not a lot that can distract her from that. Okay, so hopefully naturally as the relationship progresses and things continue with each other, that he will slowly fade away. However, that's not always the case, so let's get into some more stuff. Now, I don't want you to necessarily ask this question. I don't want you asking any questions about the exes unless you have like the very perfect moment where she's bringing it up and you can kind of throw it in there. But really, I don't want you to show any interest at all in the ex. So with that being said, if she brings him up and she starts saying something about why they broke up, or maybe you throw in there, like, oh, why did it end or why didn't it work out? Say it very casually. Pay attention to what she says. Because whatever she's saying, that is a big thing that could cause you two to break up. So if you really care for this girl and you want this thing to last, then find out what it is, or just listen intently to what she's saying about her ex that didn't work out, and try to be the guy who's not doing whatever that thing is. Of course, it all depends on what it is. But if it's reasonable, then make sure that's something you pay attention to, because that's something that she's sensitive to. So you don't want to bring him up. You don't want to bring him up ever, okay? Don't bring him up. There's no point. There's no point. There's no information besides the little information I said earlier that might be somewhat useful, but don't bring him up. When you bring him up, you're going to show that you care. It's going to show that it affects you, and that's not going to be very attractive, okay? Focus on the relationship and what's happening between you and her, not her past. Now, however, she might continuously bring it up. If that's the case, what I want you to do is I want you to say to her, not in an accusatory way, but in a very curious way, like, I get this feeling that you're maybe not over him, or there's some sort of connection between you two. You're going to say that. Again, this is very crucial here. You're not going to say it like you're upset and angry about it. The more emotional reaction you have there, the more turn off it's going to be. So instead, you're just going to be very curious. You're going to inquire. You're going to say like, I don't know, this is interesting. You bring him up quite a bit. Like, is there still a connection between you two? Like, is there something going on? What that's going to do is that's going to show her, wow, I do bring it up a lot, without you having to say like, you bring up your ex a lot. But also, that might get her thinking like, maybe I do. And you want that. You want her to actually think, yeah, wow, maybe I do have a connection with my ex. Because if she does, or she still likes him, bye-bye. You want her out. Don't go the opposite way, which most guys do, is that they think like, oh, she's still hung up on her ex. How do I get her? How do I get her? Forget that. There's so many women out there that you can be with that are ready and willing to be with you. Don't just try to get a girl to be, just trying to pull her away from her ex-boyfriend. It's like, let her go. You don't want to be with that person. You want to be with the person who is at peace with all of her past relationships for the most part, where she doesn't have to talk about her ex or deal with that stuff anymore. That's the kind of person you want. Bottom line is, don't make this a thing in your dating relationship or relationship. Don't make this a thing. The more you make it a thing, the more fuel you're adding to the fire, and the more this is going to be an issue. So you need to just keep quiet. Don't bring it up. If she brings it up, whatever. If she brings it up too much, you're going to say something. And then throughout all of this, you're just going to keep on following all this stuff I've been saying in terms of you being and you really walking and stepping into the most attractive self you could be, because that is the most powerful. That is what's going to make her forget. And like I said, if that's not working, doesn't have to do with you per se if you're doing your best job at being awesome. Instead, the situation is she's not over him and she should be gone. All right? I want you to check out a video called 36 Questions to Hack a Girl's Mind that make her fall in love with you. Questions that help you get to know a person, that help you two connect. Remember, that's what we're trying to do here. So check that video out. It's a YouTube video I made a couple years ago. Watch it. It's in the description. Check that out. Let's talk in the comments about this. I want to see what you think. I'll see you in the next video.
If you're having trouble meeting hot women in your town and getting them interested in you, then listen up. I have an undetectable way of getting girls instantly attracted to you, even if you're ugly, broke, and live at home with your parents. This system has worked for thousands of guys, and it can work for you too. I teach it in my program called Hooked, where you'll also learn 2 behaviors most men do that instantly destroys any attraction. My 3-step friend zone escape plan to reset her feelings for you and get her liking you. 30 different pre-written texts to send a girl that make her want to meet up with you. And how to have unshakable confidence so you can approach any beautiful woman in any place. If you want to learn this and how to get women hooked on you, then go to getherhooked.com. Again, that's getherhooked.com.